Yeah, I want to go in a little more further detail on Putin Shill, Abigail Martin. And it's a little interesting how she got onto RT in the first place. First off, now you notice a lot of times when you see her on the set, she's got her, they got a certain camera angle they always portray and all that type of stuff. It's to keep the audience retention, I guess. That's more part of the reason. But the reason, when she first went on to RT, there was an incident she had with Rand Paul. This is a picture of Senator Rand Paul. It was she was actually chasing him down with a microphone or something after he was leaving some meeting or conference or something. Ask him about the Bilderbergs. What about the Bilderbergers and what about the Bilderbergs? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe Rand Paul does have these connections and stuff, but of all people to go running down after trying to accuse him of having links to the Bilderbergs, Rand Paul's like one of the last people to do. I mean, it should be plenty of other politicians out there she could have been chasing down. Now, the big accusation was that Rand Paul's office, and this is when she first got on RT, but I'm going to get into a couple more things here because I found some other. This is pretty crazy if you get into some other stuff, and I'll show you the links on it too. And you can, I think this is Abby Martin from her earlier days. It's pretty wild. They're pretty wild. But anyway, Rand Paul. She said that Rand Paul's office tried to have her fired from RT because she was stalking him and harassing him or something like that. I think it was a big made-up story because, of the few I'm not too keen on Rand Paul and Ron Paul, but they're one of the few politicians out there that at least they're talking the talk anyway. I mean, they're not maybe doing everything that they could possibly be done, but they're a hell of a lot better than what we got a choice for, right? But I'm thinking that's just ludicrous that he was trying to take her out as a journalist, like knock her out as a journalist, get her fired because she was asking some questions to this guy. And I was like, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it was just a disinformation campaign to smear Rand Paul and to give her credibility on RT that she was fighting the powers to be and all that kind of stuff. And she's the only genuine person. I'm going to tell you right now. Actually, if you look at most of many of the shots that are taken with camera angles with Abigail Martin, they seem to always show it up front with the legs crossed, with the big background, and she's giving you the spiel about the White House or whatever the hell it is, about the leaders and all this kind of stuff are all corrupt in the United States, with absolutely no comment about corruption of leadership under Putin's regime, who has been running Russia since 2000, one way or the other. When President Medvedev was around, it was Prime Minister Putin pulling all the strings behind the scenes. There's no fairness of reporting on what's going on in Russia, but it's all about, if the leaders lie in the West, And of course, there's always that camera angle with Abby from the front with her legs crossed with a short skirt on and her talking like down to her audience like she's a third grade school teacher, talking about everything, but the same type of pose in the front. It's like this is Russia Today, a very slick media outlet that deliberately adds these things in here for audience retention. So you see this every time, whatever she's talking about, GM Foods or whatever the hell it is, the presidential election, there's typical camera shots to keep you more enthralled, the audience more in tune to her presentation. So, I put biker chicks out, so what the hell, right? To combat this kind of garbage. But, and here it is again. She's talking about in Iraq and all this kind of stuff. Same type of deal. But, and then she's talking about the police and stuff and how they're brutal in the United States. But if you see what's going on in Russia, blah, blah, blah. But same deal, right? All the frontal is shot. So it's always like this. Why am I always being misunderstood? Because we know the game you're playing, honey, and it's actually through your masters at Russia Today, Hitler and his talking vagina. So it's Putin and a talking vagina. That's really what's going on. That's simply what's going on. You could see it all in the angles that are being portrayed here. So, what the hell what are they actually trying to present here in Russia Today, right? I mean, it's a subliminal message, whatever you want to call it. And as always, talking about Bush and illegal wars of aggression, torture, and nothing about what goes on in Russia. So we just got to state, shill alert, and she's also big time for gun control and stuff. Now, I want to get onto something here because I'm going to show the links on this because these are not my videos, but I want people to be alerted to. And, it's saying in the videos, it's Abby Martin. It's being an interview from her from earlier days. Now, when she became onto Russia Today, they got her with the cleaned up act, and they got her with what the script she's supposed to say, what hair she's supposed to have, what she's supposed to wear, what the camera angles are. There's nothing. You're not really seeing the real Abby. You're seeing the Abby that they bought and paid for, that they want to put the Kremlin's message or the Putin's message out from their polished network, Russia Today. Now, I saw this, and I don't want to play too long of it because it's not my video, but I'm going to show you a couple of small clips out of this, and it looks like it's Abby from her earlier days. And this chick is, well, anyway, you judge for yourself. And you can watch the whole videos, and I'll show you the links, and you can see for yourself. So basically, this lady, in my opinion, is bought and paid for by the Russian Kremlin. She's just going to act and do whatever the hell she's told, because all of a sudden, her paycheck just went up a lot when she works for Russia Today. You trust her as a truther, and she's slamming Rand Paul. Oh, get the hell out of here. So let me just play this real quick. Weed, Wine, and Sex on Pointless Podcast. And I gotta, this podcast is not getting many views at all. Very, very, very few views. I think it must be her. Listen to the voice and everything. You'll be amazed.
Same thing I went in for. I said I got a heavy flow. It happens once every 4 or 5 days, and if Daddy doesn't have some fucking after-week push,
need that.
Are you a daily smoker?
I'm a couple times a week.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty good. What else? What other vices you got? We know about Rebecca.
I love wine.
I don't know enough about Rebecca
wine,
though.
Porn, and weed. And cartoons. Cartoon Network.
Yes, we can.
So Abby's saying she loves wine, porn, and weed, and cartoons. So there's your truther. And here's another one on the cam girls and porn sites. I don't even, you can, I'll point to the links. This channel gets very, very little views, so maybe I'll help them out. I'm not trying to plagiarize their stuff, but I don't know where they got these interviews. This looks like, they're saying it's Abby Martin. It looks like her, sounds like her. Now I'll just play this tiny little clip here, so you can figure it out, guys and girls, and figure it out what the hell kind of great information you're getting from Russia Today.
Industry that's making movies, because I just watch porn for free online. It's my two go-to websites, and I don't know why you would need anything else.
If UJizz and RedTube and Fantasty.cc and FapDo and T-Blops and actually I ran out, which is kind of, I'm glad because I was
Xvideos, Tube8.
Thank you, Xhamster. if all of the Brazzers, if the Bang Brothers and their bus, if they would all get together and just throttle down to 28.8 speeds for one day, everybody's access to those sites with a net neutrality
warning. This is how we
warning.
can get people to care about
That is
how.
it. If Big Porn got together, fuck Google.
Now, see what she seemed to know more about the porn sites than he did. So she's like pretty wild. That's what it looks like. So anyway, this is your truther. But I'm going to tell you right now, she's bought and paid for by the Kremlin. She's getting paid big bucks to go on RT and tell you this stuff. And everybody's buying into it partly because of the camera angles. Oh, she's hot. She's telling us the truth. Oh, this is wonderful. You dorks better freaking wake up, man. It's like, throw some money at her, and I'll bet you can make her into anything you want. Just that's what I'm thinking, okay? Because you look at that podcast, it looks like an older podcast. I don't know when that was from. You figure it out. I can't figure this out. But exactly when the hell they did that podcast, because I doubt that's something recent. I think that's from her earlier days. But now you got, here's the polished school teacher, third grade school teacher look, all concerned and all that type of stuff, GM food, giant Monsanto. I'm fighting the power. You know, hey, how about some more weed, wine, and porn and stuff like that? And you know what the hell, man? Daddy's got to get me some. So Daddy's hooking her up right here. You know, hey, she's got a nice big fat paycheck going on with RT. So anyway, everybody gets mad at me when I tell them what's going on. You're not getting the news from anybody. Actually, you're getting more news from me than or somebody like. Actually, I think out of the people that don't have a lot of views and a lot of like some people say I have a lot of subscribers, but I'm not a big channel, obviously, right? But out of the people that aren't big channels, I'm probably giving you more straight scoop than anybody out there. And are they gonna pay me off? No. Because if they show me the money, I'll kill them and I'll take it. Thank you. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'll tell you that right now, man. I'd have more fun screwing them up. You couldn't pay me enough money to freaking have to take away the fun. Screwing up freaking communists that are trying to tear down the United States. I'd enjoy tearing down the freaking communists that are trying to tear down the United States. Okay? You couldn't pay me enough money, man. I take the money and I set the bastards on fire with the shit, okay? I'll be clear as all as bell, anything as clear as a bell, ringing a bell. Anyway, Rand Paul, I got suspicions on him too. I mean, he's not too perfect. Ron Paul's definitely not too perfect. I'm not too perfect, but I've been known to piss off a lot of people, and that is usually what gets me in trouble. Okay, so. Anyway, that's why it probably won't be too big on YouTube because I'll probably piss somebody off. But hey, I'm telling you the truth about this deal with this shill over here, and nobody's gonna get it. And I know I put this out before about her, and a lot of people getting mad because she's telling you something different from Fox News and CNN, and I'm like, she's bought and paid for. She's bought and paid for. I mean, what the hell else can I tell you, man? I ain't bought and paid for. No way in hell. No way in hell. When it comes right down to it, I won't say, but, I'm hell. I'm hell, man. You don't mess with me, and that's all there is to it. Over and out.